If you truly understand the business you are in and the real opportunity shows up right in front of you, you cannot hesitate. You don't overthink it. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You take it. Now, let me ask you something. What's the most expensive lesson the market has ever tried to teach you? Welcome, friends. I'm Fred. Here we talk about business, investments, the market, real life, and training, all from my personal perspective. And when I say market, I'm not talking about the stock market. Today, I'm talking about real market, work, entrepreneurship, work for yourself, make decisions that actually affect your life. Yesterday, I told you about mistakes that could haven't been very expensive, but never show up on my bank statement. Mistakes I didn't end up making, mostly because my father stepped in at the right moments and helped me, guide me early in my journey. But today, I want to share another situation, a lesson that could have cost a lot, and sometimes does cost people a lot, when they don't truly understand the business they are in. My business is construction. And when you really understand your business, you start to see things differently. Let me explain. Around the year 2000, 2001, I was driving down an avenue in my city here in Brazil. Back then, that area wasn't great, not attractive, not developed. And right there, I saw a guy putting up a for sale sign on a piece of land. Not already there. He was literally placing the sign at that moment. I stopped the car. I looked at the lot. I asked questions. He explained me the dimensions, the front range, the situation. Now, it wasn't an easy lot to construct. It was steppy. Construction would be harder. I mean, it was steep. Construction would be harder. But here is the key. My experience told me it was doable. I respect the difficulty, but it wasn't. I wasn't afraid of it. I asked him, "How much are you asking?" He said 22,000 reais at the time. And immediately I knew something. 22 was already cheap. In my head, that lot was worth around 50 based on size, location, and future potential. So I didn't hesitate. I said, "Would you take 20?" He answered, 21. I didn't negotiate further. I reached out my hand and said, "It's mine." I told him to remove the sign immediately. Then I said, "Do you have the documentation?" Because understanding a business also means respecting the process. He said yes. So I told him, "Let's go to the registry office, pull the records. If everything is clean, the deal is done." We went. The documents took a few days. He trusted me enough to remove the sign, and I bought the land for 21,000 reais. I didn't even build on that lot. It was more complex, so I held it. Later, another opportunity came along, and I sold that land. It was an excellent deal. That's what happens when you recognize an opportunity inside the business you already understand. Now, let me tell you another lesson. My first construction project ever was three small warehouses. I built them well. They rented quickly. The property kept appreciating. Years later, some buyers show up. They were Italians, connected somehow to the Fiat factory nearby. They made an offer. And here's the danger. The offer already felt very good. It was way more than what I had paid for the land plus the construction costs. I was excited. I was young. But then I stopped. I had a rule, even then. A rule someone wiser than me taught me early on. If you build a good property, you don't sell it unless you can at least replace it properly. Here's the rule. If it costs you 100 to build another identical property, land plus construction, you should sell the current one for 200. That way, you sell one and you build two. Can you sell for less than 200? Yes, but never below 150. Because at 150, you will still build one and a half. Anything below that, you are shrinking. The Italians, they offered didn't meet the rule. It wasn't even 1.5x replacement cost. I was young, inexperienced, and saying no hurt. But I said no. 3 years later, I sold the same property for the double what they have offered. And with that money, I built twice as much. Better, bigger, stronger. That was the market teaching a lesson. But this time, I was prepared. Here is the lesson. If a deal doesn't fit your rules, you don't take it. Your rules must be clear, logical, grounded in reality. You can't create stupid rules like, I only sell if it's 5 times more, because then you are just out of the market. But once your rules make sense, you respect them. No exceptions. So, that's my answer. The market teaches expensive lessons. Sometimes you pay for them. Sometimes you just see how expensive they could have been. Thankfully, I stayed on the right side of those lessons. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most expensive lesson the market has ever taught you? Leave in the comments and I will see you in the next video.